You are listening to chartingwealth.com for Wednesday, the 20th of September, 2017. As we promised, we are traveling in LA, getting ready to get on the plane to go on to Hawaii, and there are going to be probably lots of noises in the background. I apologize, but I will do my best to deal with it as we go forward. Okay, what do we see going on in the market today? We see the S&P 500 is up 0.10%. The Q's up 0.16%. That's the NASDAQ 100. Bonds, consequently, are down 0.22%. Gold, however, is up 0.19%. Let's jump into these charts first and foremost with the weekly chart. Still in a confirmed down move, but appears to be heading to a crossover going up. Hasn't happened yet. Fourth week in a row on the S&P 500 with up movement. Derivative oscillators continuing to lose energy, appears to be heading that way. We go to the 2-day chart. What do we see happening? Well, we had a down 2-day candle back on the 18th, but that has since been replaced with an up candle that's being drawn first day of the new 2-day candle. Again, we see the derivative oscillators losing some of its energy and not quite as much upward momentum on the price percent oscillator. So again, waiting to see how much this up move will finally affect the weekly chart. Hasn't crossed it over yet, but may. What do we see going on the 4-hour chart? It is still, even with that up movement, the 4-hour chart's not crossed back over, going up. How interesting. And when we look at the big down move on Friday the 15th, the 4-hour chart has not yet recovered from that down move. So again, where is this market headed? We're just going to have to wait and see if it's not getting tired and old's going to head down, or when we get out of the summer doldrums and what we typically see happen in the summertime, sell in May and go away. That ends when the 1st of October kicks in the fall-winter trading zone. So we'll see how that affects the market. Also remember, all market crashes occur in October, or have in the past. Let's keep watching this market. What do we see going on the Qs? It's up 0.16%. We do have, it's a red candle this week. Again, price movement is still, of course, well above the down weekly trend. And again, continuing to slide parallel. Derivative oscillators lost some of its energy, but the price percent oscillator is just sliding along sideways. And again, we don't have movement as high as the prior week. Now, when we go to our 2-day chart, we can see that it's still crossed over going up. That happened on the 1st of September. But if you look at the green up candle, you can see that the Qs is really still sliding sideways, hasn't reached as high as it did back on the 2-day chart ending on the 1st of September. So again, still have that sideways slide going on. As we look at the 4-hour chart, we see that the price movement has moved below the 2-day trend. But again, you can watch that 4-hour chart and see how it continues to move sideways and trending down. That's important to remember. 2-day chart's up. Weekly chart is down, 4-hour chart is down. Is that 4-hour chart going to be strong enough to pull everything else over? We're just going to have to wait and see and watch. Okay, let's keep moving through. What do we see going on TLT? Down 0.22%. We see 2 weeks of strong down movement. Still hasn't been enough to pull the chart over after 5 weeks of strong up movement. Again, that is continuing to occur. Derivative oscillator still positive, and the price percent oscillator seems to be heading toward a crossover going down, but it hasn't happened yet. We have 4 2-day candles of strong down movement. In fact, this first candle's just drawing, but again, we see a definite trend there. And of course, we've got that schizophrenia going on. Weekly chart is still up, 2-day chart is down. Seeing if that down move is going to be enough to pull the weekly chart over. We might have some interesting things happening at the end of the week. What's going on with that 4-hour chart? Well, of course, it crossed over going down in the morning on the 11th of September, Monday. The Monday before last, and has continued to trundle down. Tried to get some up movement there toward the end of this last week, but then first 2 days of this current week continued to move down. So we'll continue to watch TLT. We had a great run up on it, and we'll see if we have a new move setting up for a potential down trade. Lastly, so I can close out this broadcast here in the airport, hopefully before more announcements take place, what do we see going on with gold? Gold, of course, is up 0.19% for the day, but we see really a sharp up movement in gold on the week ending the 8th of September. And then the last 2 weeks, gold's lost a lot of that energy, and actually with the new week has crossed through the weekly trend line. Still don't have a crossover going down. Gold's still strong on the derivative and the price percent oscillator. As we look at the 2-day chart, we see 1, 2, 3, 4 down candles, really 4.5 because it's just the first day of the latest, but we have had a flip over. We've had a crossover on that 2-day, so now the 2-day chart is actually in a confirmed down move at this point. Well, moving toward a confirmed down move. That won't happen, of course, until we have the close of that candle on Wednesday, but we'll go ahead and see how accurate we can be in that estimation. If not, of course, we'll rotate it back over, but that's a pretty strong down crossover. So again, gold losing a lot of its luster. Of course, that means that that 4-hour chart continues to, well, moved really strongly down on Monday and sort of sideways throughout the course of the day. On Tuesday, we'll see how that continues to go, but we had that crossover all the way back on Monday, the 11th of September in the morning. And of course, it's now penetrated, as of this last Monday, the weekly trend line. So gold is significantly down. We'll continue to watch as we see this week develop and see if these down movements on the 2-hour chart in particular and reverse up movements on the stocks are going to give us any weekly vertical crossovers. That's where we are, my friends, as we end the day on Tuesday and go into Wednesday, the 20th of September. Again, thank you for your patience with us traveling. We will get to Hawaii later today and should be able to broadcast to you from there, I pray, without any difficulties. God bless. All the best from the whole team here at chartingwealth.com.